Women category. From this perspective, you don't see that much, but fortunately, the visibility for the riders are not so bad. Here we are, the first rider in the start gate, Wakana Hama, the wild card from Japan. She won the qualifier event in Hakuba, the 3-star. So she received a wild card for the Freeride World Tour event, and as it is postponed and taken to the next event, which is here in Kicking Horse, she got the wild card for this event too.
That's right. We're very excited to have another Japanese rider here on the tour. We feel that they are underrepresented so far. There's so many stylish riders coming out of there. When I was in Hakuba last year for the 2- and 4-star events, I was blown away by the level of riding from the locals. It's really impressive, and it's great to have them here both in North America and soon in Europe to show what they got. Sun is really coming out now, still a tiny bit of cloud just around the start gate, but enough to run the riders. Really excited to see what Wakana has for us. Coming off a win in the last competition she's done. It's really good for the head, isn't it, McClay?
Oh yeah, it's really cool to have this lady here mixing up the start list, also having a Japanese Asian competitor on the women's side, and she is off, probably very nervous, of course. Now
first World Tour stop, here we go, coming out of the cloud. There's not really any features between the start gate and that point. That's why we're able to run them. Getting off the cornice into the nice pow, and the snow just keeps getting better as you go down out of that wind effect.
And she should not be a stranger to riding pow.
180.
With the 180 over that transfer. Beautiful.
Following Gigi Roof style.
She's coming. She comes from the land of pow, also as Japow known. Getting into the rider's left side of the venue, you can see the cold smoke in the air. Another 180. Was it? Oh, I didn't see it properly. There was so much snow in the air. You can see it's cold temperatures here. Fresh snow from the last couple of days. Probably 30 to 40 centimeters of fresh.
Getting into that steep technical section so far. We haven't really seen people getting in there yet. Really excited to see what she's got for us. Sending it.
She's going into a very technical section, but unfortunately getting hooked up by some rocks there.
And going down, that's such a shame. That was a really, really impressive run to get things started off in women's snowboarding. Coming out of the top section, airing off the corners, throwing a 180 off the middle hit that Gigi spun his 3, so really following his style, showing what she's got. She might have been riding switch until the next hit where she did another 180, we think, but unfortunately getting hooked up in the steep section of the technical bottom cliff.
What a shame. Here we have her 180 in the transfer. Beautiful done. Snow looks perfect. And as I said, yeah, I was not mistaken. It was a 180 over that little lip.
So that must mean she was riding switch between those hits. That's really impressive.
That's where she gets hooked up. Luckily, she kind of has a controlled crash, so she's not going head over heels over that steep part.
Even so, that's really going to bring her score down a lot, which is such a shame. So 40 points, even with a full crash like that. For me, that means that the judges loved her run until that point. It must have been a really high-scoring run until she went down at the end. And wow, that is a shame. I think that could have been a podium run, for absolute sure. And getting into that steep technical feature as well that we haven't seen any of the guy snowboarders get into. It's really cool to see. It's fantastic to have her along. I'm sure she's going to have other impressive runs for us. So coming down to the finish area now, got a face full of pow, unstrapping, coming over to the rest of the competitors. Not sure if the guys have stuck around or if they've headed down to come back up to the public viewing area up on the ridge where our production tent is. But I guess she'll be in the hot seat for now, just after the first run. Less than a 50-point score, which means that a good 4 run would have been better than that, but only because of the crash, because the top section was super impressive.
You're right. And here we have